Do whatever you want. You can cuss. You can do whatever you want, dude.
Shit, bitch, ass, fuck, nigger.
This is your brand.
Right. Oh, light a blunt.
Damn, we can't do that around the equipment. Wish you could. That'd be dope.
It's smoke proof.
No, it ain't. It's not according to Willie. I don't want to risk it.
No, he just said it. Just say that, but it is really.
That shit sound mad expensive if it ain't.
I created this for you.
What you create?
No, somebody DM.
Are we potting?
Are we potting?
Yes, we have begun the potting.
It ain't no music.
This is you saying that stuff. You really said that on the live.
What?
All them words you said.
Oh,
I hope he
shit.
didn't.
Yo.
No, I think it cut out.
Oh,
Much
yeah.
love, Daze Unscripted, y'all. Live and direct.
Yeah.
AT, illest DJ in the world, DJ Ill Will,
Yes,
Locc,
Yeah.
and of course Willie B is here. How y'all feeling, brothers?
Will?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How are you doing, Willie?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys.
Awesome, man.
Gee, man.
We just had an amazing show, man. This dude just
Thanks.
snapped on the mix at the end, man. You was jumping from like not this summer, last summer, you know what I mean?
Man.
Jumping back 20 years,
So
back to
many
like early
vibes.
90s,
Jackson 5.
back
all the way to
50 years back to the early Nip, it was just like
It's crazy.
some
man.
vibes, man.
I
You
love
was
music, man.
you was really stretching your legs, man. I appreciate you. I love it, dog. You was
It
showing
was
them
tight over there. I don't know. He's like, stretch your legs. I'm like, all right.
Wait, is that
Physically or mentally,
Can I get up? Like,
creatively.
I feel that, brother.
Yeah,
Definitely.
what you been bumping, AT, man? I know you the king of the
Right,
new
what's in your ear, man?
Per usual. What have we been listening to? I still like that Trippy project a lot.
Yeah.
I need to
I
bump
gave
it.
Jeezy's album a listen. The Guap Dad playlist is fire, and of
Yeah.
course the Days playlist has been going the past. I think we updated it Friday.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah, mug
I
is
like
hard,
that.
man. You put me on to a couple hits there. I didn't even peep. I was like, oh man, I gotta listen to this because it was right, it was right up in that wave, man. I've been bumping that Prada Process, man. That black Guap
Guap
Dad.
Dad.
That track is crazy. I'm happy that he dropped it.
Album gonna be stupid.
Yeah, man. I'm ready to see apparently Black in the studio. I'm ready to see another album from him. He just mentioned I think the 1 year anniversary of East Atlanta Love Letter was either today or recently or something.
Yeah,
like
that was a solid project.
But
That's a classic.
or coming up or something like that. But it was an amazing project. It was a good step for him in his career as well. So I'm excited to see what he come out with. But I've been bumping a lot of Guap, man. Bumping some Earth Gang because I'm just
Mirrorland,
ready for
September.
Mirrorland. Yeah, I'm just ready for Mirrorland. So I've been bumping some Earth Gang and stuff. Just vibing, man. You know what I mean? Mainly that Guap Dad though. What you been bumping, bro?
Philly,
Man, I've been bumping
the DJ.
some Roddy Ricch, Lil Durk.
Yeah.
Dirk's project hit too.
Man.
You
Yeah.
like that love? I mean, I see a
It
lot
was
of people
solid.
saying you can't like old Dirk and new Dirk at the same time. Like,
You can. Oh, you can.
yeah, I would disagree.
Is
I,
there?
I like how even what was it? Sign of the Streets 3.
Yeah.
I think before what he just dropped recently. I like that project a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the love songs for the streets, right? Too.
Yep.
And then Lil TJ.
FNN, right? You like that project?
I ain't hear the whole project. I just
Slap in
I've
the
been hearing
clubs?
I just got the few singles.
Okay.
Like that's hard. I hate to say it, but Megan Thee Stallion is hard.
I feel it, man. Her vibe is so infectious,
you know, it's
man.
crazy. People really love her though. Like to me, she like a female the baby.
That's
Like,
I said that.
she captured what an artist is really well.
That's why I was happy that they were able to do that feature because it's just interesting. They both in their own lane, just
Yeah,
female and
man, that's
female
cool.
version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
That
interesting.
song's a hit too.
I've also been bumping that YB and Corday, Lost Boy.
It's a good project.
Last week, our guest Marlo put me on to that, and I had to give it a listen. And that man did not disappoint, man. He got the bars. Definitely showed his lyricism on that track. I mean, on that album, showed his songwriting capability, showed his diversity as well with the features and stuff and the different vibes he came with, man. So props to
good
that, man.
project.
How do you think the whole YB and family fit? Because everybody is different.
It's so interesting, man. I'm happy that they make it fit. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
they are, like you said, they're
Hip-hop.
so different, man.
It's a true example of hip hop, as we were saying on the show. Like it's
Right.
just something for everybody, really. On
Yeah.
there.
Much respect to them boys. They do
Willie,
that.
you still not bumping no music? What's up with you? No
I just
music
been watching like YouTube videos.
podcast.
And making your own.
Music.
You want?
You're right, making you.
I was talking.
You
this
don't
man
even
about-
bump vibey swaggy music no more, man.
Ain't no point. He Bobby
On a whole
Swaggy
nother level.
in his head. Exactly. What's the point?
On knowledge.
When the Willie B project coming?
Right, we need that.
It's a lot of stuff coming, actually, man. Speaking of albums dropping, Trade the Truth, Rhapsody, man. Your Jeezy dropped. You know what I'm saying? I think Rhapsody already dropped, actually.
Yeah, Rhapsody came out this week as
Missy Elliott,
Missy
St.
Elliott,
John
EP.
dropped.
She dropped like an EP.
Jadena dropped on Friday.
I want to give that St. John project a good listen.
I need to, man. I feel like I'm wondering where he goes with this after he get that feature on the Lion King thing. I wonder how he's gonna grow.
Right,
if he's gonna blow up off of that or what? Because he got a lot of play off his last album. You know, I feel like I like his music. So.
I love his music.
Vibey swaggy, right?
For real, I have to say so.
I think he's just hard though. He in New York though. Is he from Brooklyn?
I don't know where he's from for real.
He from New York though. I forgot.
I didn't even know what he looked like for a long time. I thought he looked like Jadena or something, but
He like the better Trinidad James.
I was gonna say he looked like Trinidad James' older brother. Like he looked like he did it. First.
He got sauce. Like
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, he do it well, man. He do it
It's
well.
another dude, Cousin Stiz.
Cousin Stiz.
Cousin Stiz.
Where he from?
I have no idea. But he got a track with the City Girls that go hard. The video fire too.
Them City Girls, man. Speaking of girls, man, have you seen the stuff that happened with Taylor Swift?
What happened now?
She has something going on with her label, and now she feels like she got gypped out of some money, I think, or
no. Scooter Braun had bought her masters.
Oh, so they did get, so they got her out of money essentially.
And I think Scooter Braun is Ariana Grande.
You don't even gotta be a rapper to get your masters took, okay?
You just gotta be making money.
But she's saying she wants to re-record her
Is that legal?
masters in order to
Was what legal?
To re-record.
recoup.
She's gonna re-record her earlier
And
songs
drop.
and stuff like that, and then re-drop them, and then like have them be hers, and the other ones.
That's not how it works.
I didn't think so.
Well, that's what she says she wants to do.
Is that legal?
Yeah, if somebody
It's like
owns
me.
your music,
Nah.
they own those songs.
That's like me making her song and being
It's
like, I'm gonna eat
different,
off
though.
of this album because, but she just gonna, but like
They
you
own the
own
masters
It'd
though.
be a remix.
There's two parts to it, man. They might own just the masters, and like somebody else owns like the actual. She might actually own like the lyrics and the
You
actual
can overwrite
songwriting of it.
masters. You can
If
over-
you own the masters, you own that entire like recording.
You can
So if
overwrite.
you make
Like,
it,
all right, let me put it like this.
I'm mad we all in
so,
school right
all right,
now.
the only
Yeah,
way
like-
she would make money off of re-recording, she would have to essentially kind of get permission from herself to record that again.
She owns the. I
But
don't think that's how it is. I think she.
I would
owns
need
it.
to know the.
There's two parts of the publishing though.
Publishing only has two parts. It has like who wrote it, like you have your writing credit, and then you have the actual like publishing credit.
Right. So she owns maybe the publishing, and then someone else owns the masters of it.
this is interesting, but I don't know. I've been sitting here wondering,
Aren't
whether
we
or not
supposed to
it's
be music
legal.
people?
Y'all. I don't
All
know.
right, so if Scooter
mean?
Brown owns her masters, that means he
Birdman
owns her.
did that.
That means he owns her catalog.
Right, so she can't re-drop these songs because those songs are considered his property. Those lyrics, those melodies, the tempo, melody, and lyric combo is his property.
I mean, and then that also means whoever probably else wrote on those may have. I don't know how it works.
They gonna
as
get
far as
double
they get
royalties?
their well, I don't know how it works as far as them getting their writing credit because I don't know who wrote on whatever. I don't know how much writing is on whatever. But
So
essentially, so let's say for instance, when Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog, if you saw Beatles stuff in a commercial, Michael Jackson made money.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Or that's why that's why they hated Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson swooped in and got half of Sony's catalog, and then he was literally now making. He was Sony. He was basically half Sony.
That's
Man
real.
was making money off of that, and that was the first time in my life that I saw a black person take ownership of something like that, and then boom, he's dead. So people don't. And also, let me put it to you like this: why do you think Chris Brown always stays in a negative light? Did you know that Chris Brown owns his masters?
No, I didn't
Why
know
do you
that.
think Prince always seemed they always said something was wrong with Prince or something was going on? He owned his masters. Anytime that you own your own stuff and you're not like and you happen to be a creative person,
Yeah.
the industry doesn't like that. Let's
Yeah.
be honest, the industry doesn't like Chance, and that's why Chance didn't want a record deal because he knew as soon as he get a record, quote unquote deal, he wouldn't be having
Those
a deal
people
anymore.
you're naming also, like I've said it. I think I've said it before. Like those type of people can fund a whole label with their masters. Chris Brown can fund a whole label with his masters.
easily.
Yeah.
Young Dolph can, and he ain't got as much money as Chris Brown.
Nipsey also owned his masters, and Cole owned his masters.
It's a different story when like you have to see like that's how these labels like make money. You know, they have to shell out a budget for a lot of other artists. Like if you think about it, if you're a lower artist on a label, a larger artist on that label is helping funding your projects. If you're not putting up your own cash for it, and you should be very thankful for that. That's why I think Def Jam is in a predicament because Big Sean, 2 Chainz, I think, are some of their larger artists. And let's be honest, a lot of their lower artists are pretty much eating off of somebody else's success, and it's kind of messed up. The industry has to work that way. But if we take away the records company's ability to make money off of their artists, then the company won't be able to fund much.
Exactly.
So they have to get something.
It's a system right now.
So I think
just like
I also
America.
think it's really messed up when people are like, "Oh, the record label shouldn't be getting anything off of these artists." I'm like, well,
they doing all the work.
What's the point of record labels?
Yeah, exactly.
Because then they have no backing behind them.
There's no reason for them.
And
to
I
be
mean,
there.
that's kind of the dispute now. What is the record company really doing for us?
I mean, in this age of technology, like, do you need it?
Yeah.
I mean,
you need the structure, but a lot of people know how to go around all that and create the structure themselves.
you look at Chance, you know what I mean?
And the
Like,
backing, like if you can market like a label, I think you'll get off. That's again, what did I say the other? If you put $1 million into a project, marketing it, is it almost guaranteed to do decent?
Yes, it is.
That's what I asked last week, and you guys were like,
it depends on what's going on.
Okay.
The money doesn't necessarily equal opportunity, equal success, but I feel like it's
money will get you there.
And we've talked about it
Money
before,
can.
like even Instagram, like once you start promoting, it feels like your shit don't get the same views unless you promote every time, unless you give them money.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you think about $1 million, you think about like a gallon of gas. A gallon of gas can get you to the store, yeah, probably, but it depends on the route you take. You know what I mean? You could take a longer route, it might take you a little longer to get there. You might not make it in time for that with that gallon of gas. Just like you got $1 million, depending on where you go about it, you got to go the right route in order to use that $1 million efficiently and to create that success and eat the most out of it. But your measure of success depends whether or not, you know what I mean, that will work. So it's like if you got $1 million, you get $1 million streams. Is that successful, or do you get 1 million fans and 1 million subscribers or stuff like that, where that's longevity? Is that successful? You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of like, what do you define success with when you have $1 million to move forward? So it's
in that case, it's really just how you package it too. Like being a business person, I feel like what you want to define with that is really how you package it.
So we got some comments right now. Sean said MJ actually owned more than half.
More than half.
And then also he put that they also bought back Prince's masters somehow on the low.
Wow.
And both are worth more in memorial. Yeah, and that's very true. I believe that a lot of people's music is worth more when they're gone. The same way it goes with like visual artists. Like we see a lot of Basquiat, for example. He didn't. I mean, let's be honest. Basquiat didn't make much money. But
money when they was alive, touch.
You said what?
No money when they were alive,
yeah,
touch.
But
Tupac.
After he passed, now his stuff is in all galleries everywhere. I'm like, it would be amazing to see him eating off of that. And then also, if you're an artist and your art it does not go to your estate and it's just some larger entity that owns it, that's also something negative. We need to think about taking ownership, or at least majority ownership. If you look at it, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't own 100% of Facebook, but he owns a good percentage and he has a majority of the voting rights. Yeah. So I mean, albeit that's a publicly traded company that works a little differently, but let's be honest. Artists don't need to necessarily own their entire catalog of music or 100% of that catalog of music because the infrastructure needs to function a certain way. Mm-hmm. But when they don't own it to a point where they have no say in how their content is being used, that's a different problem.
That's an issue, and that just comes down to ethics. You know what I mean? That's a conversation being had. That's not even necessarily business. Is more so ethics and what a person is entitled to with their own creation. You know what I mean? So, but to move forward beyond that Taylor Swift stuff, I don't know what's going on with that. I wonder how that's going to play out because I don't know the extent to like how she owns that stuff. But
I'm trying to think if she even dropped anything for real.
She dropped some album last year, 1987.
We got another comment that says Jay Prince, Baby, and Puffy attempted forming distribution. I believe Irv was involved as well.
Really?
You see what happened with Jay Prince investigation and Murder Inc. I think that's very funny. Anytime black people tend to like kind of team up together and try to form some type of larger entity that can function as one of the bigs, it seems to be shut down. Whether it comes to buying a major broadcast company, when it comes to forming your own distribution, when it comes to pretty much having ownership of your own masters, the for lack of a better phrase, the larger entity as a whole seems to crack down on that.
You see that what happened with a lot of big names, man. A lot of names, you know what I mean? Especially recently, the past couple of years, it's almost been systematic with a lot of people. But like, you know, it's messed up, though. It's so messed up, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you got to find a way to combat that. You see a lot of people now trying to be very open about what they're doing to try and combat that and almost dare them, like, do something, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about it. But, like,
a lot of people is speaking up more about it, too, because I remember we didn't even really know about, like,
the Masters thing.
Yeah, Masters and the real business. You know, it was that whole fairy tale, like,
Yep.
oh, you get a record deal, you famous, you move away,
You get money.
Yeah, there's
You
more
rich.
information coming out about it now, so it's like
Exactly.
either you inform yourself or
Hey,
you get.
screenshot them contracts and send them to us. Let's read them. Let's really read them.
Facts.
That
Facts.
fine print.
Got to.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is going on in entertainment right now. Is those type of conversations about that. Other things going on in entertainment, man, is these long standing franchises just continuing themselves. You look at Fast and the Furious continuing themselves.
Hey.
Matrix 4 just got announced, man. Are you gonna go see that?
No.
You're not going to see the Matrix 4?
No, I'm not.
They got the original Trinity and Neo.
That's what's up.
They probably gonna have Lawrence
Proud of
Fishburne.
them. I'm not gonna
Where
go
are they
see
gonna
it.
go?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even remember Matrix Reloaded.
I don't remember the third one.
Yeah, the second and third are always like,
The first one was
I was just talking about Fast and Furious. Like, after, like, the third one, I think, maybe. Like, I don't know,
man. I have no idea what's going on there.
like, Toy Story. Like, I don't know.
I can't get it, man.
I did see The Lion King.
You
You
get to go
did?
see it?
How did you feel about that?
I bootlegged it, for real.
That's just good. So did you like it or?
No, not for real. It just wasn't what it was.
I heard that it was like a shot for shot remake, and it was just like real life, watching some lions and animals just doing this stuff.
That's what the cartoon was. But the fact that it was like CGI was cool, but like I didn't want to see that real because like I'm
Yeah.
like, dang, a lion dying.
Yeah,
Like
it's
nobody
low-key.
really want to see that.
Yeah.
Well, the cartoon is cool because I'm like, it ain't real. But now they look real. Sad.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience. To say the
Yeah.
least.
I
Like,
definitely feel that. Other things going on in the media, dog. All this stuff going on in entertainment. Between that stuff, dog, this Popeye stuff. Have you had
shout
the
out to
chicken?
Popeyes. I haven't.
You haven't
Who's had the chicken
Man,
sandwich?
I've been to 3 different cities in the past week and I couldn't get a chicken sandwich.
You couldn't get
I
one.
couldn't.
3 different
Every
cities?
time I was in line, a lady walked out with a sign like, "We ain't got no chicken, no." I'm like, pfft. And then now the drive-throughs got the little curb right here, so you can't even get out. You gotta get something. I was like, let me just get a tender
Damn.
piece, man. Like,
Damn, I know it's like that, dog.
yeah. I mean, it's chicken though. It ain't like it ain't nothing we ain't never
Nothing
had
special,
before.
yeah.
There's a regular tender with a bun and some peppers and some sauce. Like it's like.
I
You
feel
could have
Sauce.
made it yourself, like the Chipotle quesadilla. We've been making that. Now they just got it on the menu.
We just too lazy for it.
No, I feel that. Dog.
Like
I don't get how people eat anything. The only thing I can eat consistently is the food I cook. I don't know how you go out and eat like Chipotle twice a week or like that's me though.
that made me feel bad. 'Cause I'm about to go to get Chipotle right now.
Homie Marlo, shout out Marlo, gave us the Jersey Mike's like free sub. I'm about to go redeem that shit
I
right
didn't
now.
get nothing, but all right.
Huh?
He said, "That ain't the name." What's the name?
Jersey.
I ain't get no Jersey Mice.
Oh, I ain't get
You want one
yet.
of mine?
I gave mine away.
You got multiple?
One of it. So he gave y'all 8, and I ain't got. All right, I'll see how.
Y'all
this
subbed
You
up
didn't
and
get
we
nothing?
eat.
That was your favorite guest supposedly. Why you ain't fanboy?
Oh, you didn't get none?
Nah,
I'm sorry.
No.
he must have been low on him.
I had like 6. I gave them away.
You gave
Wait,
him away?
eating for
I gave
free.
away people at work. Yeah.
You bugging.
I don't like Jersey Mike's personally, but I was like,
never
yeah.
even
It's
heard of
free,
Jersey
though.
Mike's.
It is free, but
If it's
Where's
free,
this
I
at?
Cleveland, I guess.
Parma,
This
Broadview.
y'all state. I don't know.
This is your state. Shut up. Anyways, man, more stuff going on though. You know what I mean? It's like, have y'all peeped the stuff going on in the Amazon?
With the fires?
The
They've been
fires,
burning
man.
for weeks now.
Why we just not hearing about this? Did you hear about the
Man.
farmers being like,
We
oh,
killing this
I'm
planet.
confused because I thought we knew about this for a while.
Did you hear about
We
the
killing
farmers?
this planet.
Yeah. All right. So I watch Patriot Act a lot. So this was like a topic a while ago,
Mm.
and basically, so some of the burning is natural, but also
Exactly.
in the country, there has been burning for the use of agriculture. I mean, because they have a lot of forests and they want to start, growing a lot of stuff and selling it. But the fact of the matter is, the Amazon contributes heavily to the amount of like clean oxygen. that we have.
20%.
the
20% of the
entire
world's
world.
oxygen.
Yeah.
So it's
killing
kinda,
this planet.
it's gonna throw off our entire ecosystem.
It seems like the farmers are almost doing this out of spite, though. You know what I mean? They're like, give us more space to actually farm and make goods to sell and support myself, or I'm gonna keep burning down parts of the forest so I can make that space.
It's already getting harder to breathe as we speak, yo.
Dog.
I'm over here gasping.
I don't even breathe.
I'm just so ill I don't even breathe.
I don't even breathe,
dog.
Dude, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Will, what do you think is gonna end up coming out of that? Like at this point, it's been weeks. It's been what, months?
I do believe that. All right. This is all kind of speculative.
Of course. Of course.
But I do believe the UN may have some type of regulation or sanction that will go into effect, and from there, we'll see a mass overhaul, for lack of a better phrase, to have cleaner environments. You're starting to see it with Asia, with electronic car companies like BYD taking a lift off, and quite frankly, many people are investing in those sectors because the energy sector as a whole has taken a dip, and that's because the use of fossil fuels is becoming increasingly detrimental to our environment as a whole. So to invest in those more renewable energies, and you see Walmart has more and more solar panels. Don't let the whole fires at Walmart kind of deter you away from that. We really need to have renewable resources of energy that are cleaner. But I do think that there is going to be a worldwide overhaul as far as how we start to use fuels and everything. And I also urge everybody, if possible, I'm going to try and do it as soon as possible, get a fully electric vehicle. Hyundai actually makes a really good one. It's not just Tesla out here with fully electric vehicles. There are other companies. Ram is doing it as well.
Yeah, Chevy has one too. I mean, there's a few different makes. I mean, it depends on quality and what you're looking for, but
exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless if you're using less gas and less fossil fuels, that's always the goal.
You don't have to insure a bicycle either. So.
In fact, you don't need insurance for a bicycle.
Or your 2 feet.
And let's also be I want to point this out. And I hate to say it like this.
Say it.
Conservative David Koch died the other day.
Yeah, I saw
Him and
that.
his brother were major contributors to much of the halt that has happened to push forward public transportation across the U.S. And it's mainly due to them being heavy in the energy sector and those industries. I'm pretty much hoping, following the death of his brother, not necessarily he died, but there's a shift that happens as far as how money is moved, because they funded a lot of conservative efforts.
Yeah.
And what many people don't know, that for every $1 that goes into making public transportation better, $4 comes back. And I think that's incredible. There's no reason that we should not have bullet trains.
Yeah.
I looked it up the other day. China has a bullet train that travels 250 miles per hour. If you could travel 250 miles per hour, we would be able to get from Akron, Cleveland area to DC in 1 hour.
Yeah, they were supposed to build one.
The magnet train.
It seems like they're. It's like
we real slow here.
It seems
about magnetic levitation.
Yeah.
Mag left.
And those type of concepts and practices, they aren't necessarily old. They're all relatively new. And right now in the U.S., I mean, look at the Koch brothers. Look how old they are. You know what I mean? And how long they've been there. And that's a tradition set in America that's been going on for a long time. We can barely fix the
roads, yo.
In fact, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of that stuff, they don't see the value in it, and that's natural for somebody that's possibly out of touch due to age. You know what I mean? So in this case, we need more people to speak up and make that stuff known, the benefits, and understand we can allocate our resources properly to actually make that stuff happen.
Let's be honest, y'all. It's about a bag. And my whole thing is, I have no problem with people, billionaires, getting more of their bag. I have no problem with Jeff Bezos getting more of their bag. I have no problem with Bernard Arnault getting more of a bag from LMVH.
It's a matter
LVMH.
It's a matter of humanity, though.
Yes, and the funny thing is, I watched a little doc the other day on Bernard Arnault, the owner of LVMH. And I was astounded about the amount of brands that are under the Louis Vuitton brand, and
it's ridiculous.
The way he goes about the infrastructure of his company. It's more of a family approach, for lack of a better phrase, and it's more about quality. Now, albeit he probably had to do some things to get to that multi-billionaire status, and I understand that. But when you look at someone closer to a Arnault or a Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, I see somebody who is at least upfront with where they are in the ecosystem. Warren Buffett has come out front and said a lot of the problems in America are people like me, the very rich.
If anything, we need people that have the perspective that Warren Buffett has, a very self-aware, a very progressive take on energy. And this dude's old. I mean, it's not like a young noob. He's not. I wouldn't say he's old money because we talked about this last week.
First generation wealth.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. Like we almost considered him old money because he is old, but like he did it himself in this lifetime. He's built his fortune and built his life, built his legacy. But the thing is, he understands. And I think that might give him that perspective. But he understands his impact right now and understands the way that his clout and the way he moves his money. He moves money somewhere. It's going to shift the way the country moves. You know what I mean? Because of the way money affects things. So I think him understanding that and making a stand on that, and if anything, making more of these. And you look at a lot of people like Mark Zuckerberg, a lot of those people, man, they're all first generation doing this stuff in their backyards. You know what I mean? They built that stuff up from the ground. Look at Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Also first generation stuff. Ain't like his parents was rich. So a lot of that stuff it's all about being self-aware of your situation and the actual influence that you have. You know what I mean?
And then again, too, it's one of those things where there's not enough incentives going back to being more conscientious and more people over profit.
Yeah.
There's a few tax breaks, you know what I mean? But other than that, there's really no incentive to do that. It's costly.
It's gotta be
for the planet, for the people.
I mean, you making millions, man. Like you ain't thinking about.
You're trying to cut costs.
You're trying to stack.
I think it's very selfish.
Making billions.
Because even if you think of your direct lineage, do you want your grandchildren or great grandchildren that you may actually meet your great grandchildren?
That's that money.
Do you want them to live in a world that you took part in messing up? And it's kind of funny to think of it that way, but for people who really feel like, oh, I'm gonna be dead and gone, whatever.
Selfish.
That's majority of people.
Level of selfishness, though.
That's a majority of people, though, Willie.
So crazy,
I think
man.
You're in the uncommon,
in the minority right here.
Yeah,
and I think we are because I feel similar to you. Like it's something that feels alien to me that somebody would be like, man, you know, like forget it. I'm not gonna be here in 40 years.
Some of them rich people might not even see 20 years from now. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
Man.
The planet could be done in 20 years. Might as well juice it while I can.
And they so hard headed living. They lived 60 of those years, not even knowing about the effect this stuff had. You know what I mean? So what makes them want to change?
Or not even want to update. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How the world shifted.
Exactly. And I mean, they gotta change up their whole life, and they know they about to die. You know what I mean? Look at them. They know they old. They like, man, I got all this money.
That's the worst feeling. Yeah.
Like I know it ain't gonna bother me anyway. I'm gonna be gone. Ain't nothing gonna change about my situation. I'm just gonna have less money. Yeah. So and I worked so hard to make this money.
And the thing though, for everybody who is like entrepreneurs or business owners who's making products or services for the world, that don't care about the world. Like
yes, you look at Amazon. I mean, shit. I mean, not Amazon,
do
of
they
course,
care?
but Amazon, the business, Jeff Bezos, and it's like you think about. I mean, look at the way they treat their employees. You know what I mean? But though the customer service is interesting. I mean, now of course they're there. And they definitely look out for the customer, I guess, in a way. But you think about what's going on behind the lines. That's still a sense of still a gauge on your humanity.
And even something like Facebook. Look at where Facebook started. You know what I mean? Let's help the people. Let's connect. Let's where is it at?
Everybody's afraid.
Let's scheme. Let's sell data.
Let me
like,
scan
come
your
on,
face,
bro.
Sell it.
So it's like,
and then the fact people think like resharing paragraphs is gonna stop.
Oh man, don't get me started on that,
log
bro.
Off the platform, delete your account.
Yeah, that's
say that. Don't
my whole thing is this. I've always said this way: if you're not gonna be an active part in like trying to make it better, at least donate to the causes that are trying to make it better.
Right.
Because if you think about it, when it comes to
who got money for that?
You said what?
Who got money other than the rich people for that?
I mean,
bro?
literally,
we all rich.
All right, but I always look at it like
in
this.
the mind, maybe.
All right, if 100
this is
million
back to
people,
your point the other day.
If 100 million people throw in $1, you have $100 million.
Don't give them $2.
This is back to our point the other day, a few weeks ago.
If you ain't got $2 and you just bought a Popeyes like
I'm hungry, man.
chicken sandwich.
But that's gratification,
for real,
though.
We
saving the hungry.
We care more about instant gratification.
But thing is, though, it's about
Nowadays,
instant gratification. It's also about seeing that stuff, having a tangible reaction to it. You give somebody $2 to a random cause somewhere. You don't know anybody who worked there. You don't know what they doing it for.
There's no connection.
You don't see them. Oh, I give you $2 now. That's why they about to be like, oh, 40 cents equals 2 meals. This place, you know what I mean? They got to tell you like you are making a difference. Like this much money is doing this much. They got to make you feel like, oh, I actually did something. I gave you $2. Like, okay, I gave you $2. What's that going to do? That's all I got. but I feel like I ain't helping. So
It's-
why help at all?
It's
So what's
also
the money?
back to that conversation we had a few weeks ago where it's like people don't want to band together like that because it's that selfish mindset. You know what I mean? Why would we band together to lobby when we can band together to fund something positive?
And a lot of these cases, since you know that you are we talked about this. We are the minority in this situation. A lot of people are uncomfortable with speaking up and having somebody tell them that they're wrong, or having somebody stand against them. As a minority, most people will. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't willing for that. They ain't willing to take that smoke, bro. To talk about veganism or talk about fossil fuels and talk about green energy. They ain't about to go
Mental
walking.
health.
They don't feel comfortable going into a grocery store and talking to somebody about how they can bring down fossil fuel usage or something like that, and trying to actually get the word out, because you get looked at like you crazy.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And then people really not trying to listen. Like, you tell us something and it's, I don't want to hear about it. I have a bad day.
It feels like you putting yourself in the hot seat, and a lot of people don't want to be in that position. A lot of people want to be looked at cool. So if anything, they gonna keep their opinions to themselves. Cause like, man, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just try and do what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna stand on the front lines because that's not for me.
Right.
A lot of people, that's not for
And people
them.
be afraid because they feel like they're gonna be the only ones there. Like,
Facts, and they feel like they're gonna take all that smoke by themselves,
Yeah.
and they don't want to deal with that
They
stuff.
don't want to get shot.
Facts,
die.
facts.
No one wants to be on the front lines.
Get canceled. You know what I mean?
But just like chess, the pawn is the most important piece
For real, man.
in the game.
It's a fact, man. Whether or not you see yourself as a pawn, like, all those pieces matter. All those pieces are valuable, and that's why you're getting taken in the first place. You know what I mean? The pawn can make that step forward. You got to be able to, if anything, be the front lines or make your play somehow. Be a piece. Don't just sit on the side watching.
Yeah,
You know what I
even
mean?
if a pawn though, like a pawn go to the other side and be anything you want to be.
I feel like the thing that kills me about this, the people like you said, like, you know, being like like we just talked about, being a piece on there, just having the action is important. The people that spectate, I just don't. That's where you hear the most
They the
complaints
most
from,
dangerous.
and that's what kills me. People that watch and then they have so much to say. It's like, I just don't want to hear it unless
I
you're out
always
there
say
doing
the
something.
people who complain most about like politics is usually people who don't vote.
It's so messed up.
And I
True.
think like literally people who say like, oh, everything is rigged. I'm like, really? So you're like local, like your city government is rigged, or you just didn't get out and vote? Because when I watch those statistics and it's like, oh, 500 people voted today, and I'm like, our city has like 200,000 people, and
Don't
probably
add
what
up.
150,000 are eligible to vote. Yeah, it's not rigged. All right, I was
Calm down,
Watch-
calm
Right,
down, calm
I
down,
feel
calm
you.
down.
you're
So-
just lazy.
No, I feel you though, exactly. And
Or
that's the
just
thing that kills
uneducated,
me.
really.
Exactly, and you don't. But they're not taking the steps to get
That's
educated.
another.
You
That's
know what I
another
mean?
thing. You don't. Here's my other thing. Everybody should have the right to vote.
Yep.
Everybody shouldn't vote. Because no. you
Elaborate.
don't. All right. Do you want somebody to vote that can't put two and two together? And I mean that in a very literal sense. Like, do you want somebody to vote that cannot put two and two together?
No.
Exactly, because there's no way that they would have done their due diligence or partial due diligence as a voter to at least kind of scope out what they think would be best for a system.
Yeah.
I'm okay with somebody disagreeing with me as long as they are firm and have a firm foundation to why they believe it.
Tell me why.
Exactly.
Fine. You know what I mean? If you can't
have a
tell me
good
why,
and even if I don't agree with your why,
Yeah.
like you at least.
But if you can't tell me why, I don't want to even hear you, bro. Why even talk to me
Like,
about
why don't you like Donald Trump? I don't know. I don't like him.
Then don't give me that. You know what I mean? I don't want to. Or why don't you agree with me? Why don't you agree with anybody? You got to be able to defend yourself.
Why don't you
man.
like living in Akron? I don't like it.
It just ain't nothing to do.
Yo,
What do you do for the
Real
city?
talk. It was something online the other night. Someone was like, "It's nothing to do in Akron." I'm like, "There's literally like 6 things I can name right now. You're just lazy. You are
Yeah.
part of the people who don't add to the nightlife or the
Yeah.
social life of Akron.
Then why
You're
you
online
here?
complaining. How about
Yeah.
you delete your account and you actually get out in these streets and actually see what's going on? How about you stop being lazy and just sitting on Facebook, sitting here talking about some, oh, it ain't nothing to do. I'm like, it's like 3 different concerts tonight. It's 3 different events, and it's 2 things in the community you can be a part of. But you sitting at your fucking phone on Facebook,
Alright,
not
King
doing
of
shit for
Entertainment.
Akron, fam.
Who hurt your feelings?
All right, my bad. I
King
got
of
really hyped
Entertainment.
up on that. My bad.
Who hurt your feelings?
The king of entertainment himself, y'all.
Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, again, there's a lot of people that want to talk about stuff, but they don't really want to add to it, Willie. So, that being said, someone adding to the culture, adding to the vibes, Illy, DJ
Yeah.
Ill Will himself.
Yeah.
Man,
What's
listen.
up next? Where can the people find
Yeah,
you?
man.
What's going on, Illy?
Like I said, man, I'm the gingerbread man.
You got the Akron U homecoming going. What date is that? If anybody y'all Akron U alumni, y'all need to be supporting your university. That's another thing. Alumni, man, get back, bro. So, Go back.
I'm sick though. I ain't go to my class reunion. I ain't gonna cap.
To the college?
Firestone.
Oh, you ain't go, man. Oh, I went. It was.
I feel like it was too early.
It was scarce. It
I'm
was.
gonna do a
was
10-year
early.
John.
I'm ready for that in a couple years. It was scarce, but you going to Kent State's homecoming in October, man. Or in September actually. But when is the Akron U homecoming?
October 12th.
October 12th. That's lit. Who they playing?
Kent.
They playing Kent.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's lit. We playing Bowling Green in September, so that's lit, man.
It's gonna be crazy. The last one I did, it was a little different. Like for DJing like private events and like community fundraisers and birthday parties and tours and clubs, like college kids is a little different. I mean, I hate to call them kids, but like they a little different.
They different. They a different breed, man.
Yeah, I remember DJing high school parties and they wanted to hear the same song all night.
Yeah, play that again.
Which is annoying. Like,
yeah, I feel that.
but yeah, I got Akron U homecoming. I'm gonna be out in Kent State next weekend.
Chill.
For a little Kent breaker.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 tours coming up. Mozzie and Ampacino about to do a tape.
Illy busy.
Illy
booked
busy,
and
man.
busy, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Catch him if you can.
Ill like
Yeah.
Will. Go follow him. You need any graphic designs, go peep him.
Just hit the
Go
link
hit
in my
him.
bio. Don't ask me to do nothing. Just hit the link in my bio.
You got a form?
Yeah.
It's a form. It's a
Dang.
whole form.
You don't even got to
Multiple
talk
choice
to me.
and everything, right?
Yeah.
You mean I don't even gotta talk to
No,
you?
for real. I created it to where it's like, oh, this is the easiest way to do it because even with DJing, like, hey, oh, can I book you? Yeah.
Hit the link.
I mean, we can
'Cause
meet
you
up.
don't have a
con-
manager necessarily. You just manage all that yourself.
I got
right?
a team of people.
Yeah.
Like, but
No one really gets you your gigs though. You feel me? Right?
Nah,
You
it's like
just-
100% word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And
That's
that's
facts.
crazy. I mean, like,
Organic.
even just like with Popeyes, like, I feel
9 years in.
because I've never really put out like a promotional press.
Yeah, you haven't. You just
I haven't did no radio run or nothing. It was just
That's back to what I was saying. Imagine if you had $1 million to
Oh,
market
my
yourself.
budget?
You would be rich.
give me $1,000. I can make 1,000 shake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quick.
big fact.
That's what I'm saying. So
And this is the thing too. What I
Interesting.
learned about DJing that nobody really taught me for real, but I always heard it. Know your worth.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do stuff. Like they think working with you is a favor.
Yeah. Like you said, man, you used to do stuff for free, and you got
Yeah.
hip to that. Like, man, wait.
or I mean, when Rich came on the show, we talked about it as well. Like some of the other DJs undermining people like yourself, where it's like
Yeah.
people go do a club for $50 a night, and that's
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Even the
That's-
security guards, though, security guards still like around 50 to 75 a guard, and that's risking your life nowadays
Yeah,
because
man.
everybody got guns.
Nah,
Real
I'm cool on
You know
that.
what I mean? I'm good on. I'm
Know
real
your
good
worth,
on
as
that.
you said. It's
Yeah,
important.
and then the fact, like, even if you break down like DJing, like you got the computer, which is like 500 to 1,000. You know,
You gotten your shit stolen before, right?
moving
multiple
the
times.
liability.
I was DJing at the club on my birthday, and they stole my MacBook out the booth.
Damn, dog.
It's a risk. It's a liability.
It is though, but you
Where's
know,
the money for that?
have your stuff insured.
Yeah.
Have a good team around you to where like nobody's stealing your money. You know what I'm saying?
Trust,
You
man.
know, like
Loyalty.
users, you gotta get all that stuff out of there because a lot of people like it don't even be them. Like even how they said Jaquise stole LMA. So he did, and then they was talking about bad about LMA. She have nothing to do with it. It was just her team of people was saying
Right.
like this is, you know what I'm saying. It could have been put out different,
Yeah.
for sure.
but it was just that narrative of we don't like LMA now. Boom, boom, boom. It's just like I don't know.
It's real easy to fall in that hole, man.
Yeah,
That's real.
it definitely is.
That's facts, man. Well, shit. That's not like the show.
Unscripted is scripted, kinda. Last words, y'all. I don't know who's starting. Illy
Man.
start.
Man, I'm passing it.
Man, why did I see? I'll be putting.
That shit just said job, man.
Forget it, man. Love, yo, respect to illest DJ in the world, man. Much
My
respect.
guys.
Running it back since we was cheering.
Full show on the way.
Man, I just saw Perkins get torn down.
Yeah,
It hurt
bro,
my
I
soul.
I cried. My whole childhood gone.
Facts, dog. I really felt that, man.
Like, I remember I was at Perkins and I walked in the classroom. It's funny. It was Jaren's mom's class.
Facts.
Jay Tony.
Miss Watts,
Yeah,
Mr. Cater.
And I was telling her about like I'm about to do music, and like they was laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like we like 7th grade, I think
Yeah.
6th, 7th grade.
Now look at you.
For real. I didn't know what I was doing.
Dog.
I thought I was a rapper.
Dog.
I thought I was a producer.
I look back at the summer camp we went to with Alchemy, man, and you showed me them beats you had on the CD, and I was like, yo, I remember being like, yo, take this to the radio. You got to play this on the radio. This is so hard. I ain't know. But we was kids. We was literally kids, like 11, 12.
Even then, though, I was like emailing, or I remember I emailed Fabo.
Fact, I remember you showing me this stuff. You was talking about how you was really like trying to make these moves, man. I was like, this dude really about to do it. And I remember even in high school, you was still on the same wave. And then now, you know, even 10 years after that, bro.
Yeah.
I was mad at high school.
I was mad at high school though, because like everybody knew I was a DJ, but nobody came to the parties at our school though.
Yeah, our school was weak.
I wasn't allowed to.
You wasn't allowed?
Facts, yeah.
Why?
They banned the King of Entertainment. That's why he had to rise and revolt.
Man, all love to Illy, man. Dude definitely got it. Go and have it. Been had it. If you ain't hip, you need to get hip. I don't understand how you not hip. Of course, shout out to my running mate AT and Willie holding it down, man, for the past few years, dog. This season 7, we still at it. Everybody that peeped in, much love. We here again next Sunday. You know where to find us, man. Again, more hot content, dog. Another guest. We don't know who it is yet. It's a surprise. Stay hip. We here.
The Daze.
Yeah. Illy, last words.
Last words.
Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, man, y'all be joyful and have fun, whatever you doing. Man.
Load up to 100%, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Load up to 100% joy, man. That's my goal. I'm still reaching it. For real.
It's a good goal, man. Willie, last words.
Just do what's good, do what's right, and fight for a good cause with all your might.
Peace to Hong Kong.
Peace
man.
and love.
Peace to Hong Kong.
We also transitioning, progressing the unscripted, so bear with us. Stay tuned. We might be moving off Facebook, moving to YouTube, Twitch. Look out for that. A lot of advancements in the show, in the days. You got to just keep conquering out here. That's what it's about, people. Much love.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Conquer the days.
Yeah.